Welcome to The Real Deal, episode 3. Luke Deal here with us, and about a week or so here into camp. You've been through a bunch of these. How has it gone so far, and what's been the best part of the camp so far for you?
Yeah, I think everything's going well. On field, obviously, it's a grind every single day, and you're always going to be super tired with meetings and practices, lifts, and everything, but I feel like we have been really good about our nutrition, been really good about our rest, our rehydration. We have a hydration test all the time, and just making sure that guys are good. So I feel like everybody, for the most part, is healthy. Everybody's progressing. And the tight end room, everybody's getting so many reps that are just going to set us up for the season.
That leads me perfectly into this. We talked, tempo. Coach Freeze talked about it. Coach Montgomery's talked about it. We've heard the defensive guys talk about it. First, what's the tempo been like? Does it feel like old school again? And then how valuable is that depth going to become for you guys?
Yeah, being an up-tempo team, that's something that a lot of people in college football are using right now. Something that Coach Freeze, Coach Montgomery, they believe in. Our offense believes in it. So playing fast, playing hard, playing fresh is huge. So I know, speaking for the tight end room, we've got a bunch of different guys that can do a bunch of different things, and that's going to be really valuable for us. So we just stay fresh throughout the year and just building that trust through every guy. I think that's really a big thing for Coach Ben, just coaching everybody on what they need to be coached on, us wanting to be coached, just so that we can all play and all be effective throughout the whole year.
We talked about it last time, new faces. You've been on the field now. How much different does this roster feel and this team feel even than it did in spring practice?
Yeah, absolutely, completely different. You've got so many talented guys, and then we mentioned just now for the tight end room, but depth across the board. You mentioned the defense, talking about up-tempo. Me looking at the defense, our defense looks deeper. Our defense looks faster. Our defense looks stronger, and that's going to be awesome, and it's something that's changed for sure with the transfer portal and recruiting and just development of our players. So it's looked completely different. We look really good. Obviously, things we got to work on every day. No day's ever going to be perfect, but we want to try to refine it as much as we can.
All right. You mentioned defense. I want to mention a couple of guys that we've heard about a bunch and get your reaction.
Okay.
Jalen McLeod.
Yeah, he's got a really high motor. He's fast. He's twitchy. He's one of those guys that doesn't quit on a play, and those are guys that you need. You look at his film from App State, that's exactly what you see. So we knew what we were getting coming in with him joining our team, and like I said, that's just such a deep room. Edge, D-line, that whole room is deep, and we've got guys who can lead in that room. You got guys like Elijah McAllister leading that room, leading those guys on defense. That everybody's really stepped up, and he's definitely impressive in terms of his motor and his work ethic.
All right, on the offensive side of the ball, heard a lot about Shane Hooks.
Yeah.
Other than the hooks that he has for hands,
right.
Which are incredible.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him?
It helps. Those big hands definitely help. But he can go up and get a ball. He runs really good routes. If you're looking for a fade ball guy, which everybody in college football is looking for that, we've got multiple guys that can do it, and Shane's just one of those guys who can go up and get a ball at any point in time.
Yeah. You probably get it 100 times a day just walking around. Everybody says quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. We know they've been rotating. We know all those guys have moved through the first 3 units. What have you seen from them as a group, and how much we've heard progress? How much progress have you seen out of the quarterbacks?
So much. I think a real refined decision making has been key for them, and just taking what they have every day. Those guys we meet, everybody meets all day, refining our decision making, and you can tell if there's something they got to work on. They go out next day, it's usually improved or completely fixed, and every single one of those guys, they all have the arm talent.
Yeah.
They all can move. Some known for it more than others. Robbie's obviously got the best legs probably on the team, running around, and but every one of those guys can move. They can make great decisions, and I've seen them all make really great throws, especially like you said, rotating ones, twos, threes. It doesn't matter. They're all making great decisions and throwing some pretty good balls out there.
You mentioned decisions, and that's the key. This RPO system, having to make those decisions. How much different even is it for tight ends? But you're running option routes, the wide receivers you have to be on the same page. How much has that improved over the summer?
Yeah, it's improved a lot. I think, and I told our room this the other day, the big thing for us is going to be communication. Elijah actually talked about it. We have a series going on right now when each side of the ball presents. We got to do it first. Defense does it. Specialists do it. Elijah talked about every elite team is predicated by elite communication. And just being on, having good communications, being on page with everybody, us with the tackles, us with the receivers, us with the quarterbacks. In an RPO system like this, you have to be elite communicators, and it's been very evident for us in our room.
Yeah, you guys now get a chance to, you put on the pads for a couple of days, pointing towards Saturday, towards the first scrimmage. You know how important this first one is. What are you looking for out of the team, first of all, on Saturday?
The biggest thing I'm looking for is, in a scrimmage-type setting or a game-like setting, you're going to have ups and downs. Every team's going to have ups and downs. If you have a team that plays a perfect game, you let me know, but I have not seen it. So one of Coach Freeze's biggest things is play the next play. Just be mentally and physically tough, and don't let one play turn into 2 bad plays, 3 bad plays. For our offense, I want to see us have a bad play and then respond immediately. And that's going to show a lot of our character on offense and how we're going to develop as the season goes on. In the SEC, every week is a test.
Correct.
Every single week. So how we bounce back, how we face adversity. I know it sounds cliche, but it's something that we're really working on.
Yeah, and then this is one that first scrimmage is always a big one as a separator. In NFL, it's cut down day. This is the separator for these young guys. You've been through it before. This first scrimmage is really their opportunity to show, hey, I belong in the playing rotation in it.
Yeah, scrimmages are a great time for young players. Players always come up, how can I get on the field? How can I play this? How can I do that? Everybody gets to play in a scrimmage. Unlike a game, everybody gets to play in a scrimmage, and this is their time to show what they got. Even older guys like myself, every day is a competition. Every day is a chance for you to put trust in your coaches and for them to learn how to trust you and be able to trust you. So my advice to those guys right now is just go out. Don't think of it any different, like, oh man, the lights are on, the cameras are watching, but just go out there and compete. This is one of the greatest spots where you can just play football like you grew up playing and compete.
Competition been the name of the game since this staff got here this spring. The name of the game throughout the summer. Continued in preseason practice for the Tigers as they head towards Saturday scrimmage. Luke Deal, Jason Caldwell, the real deal.
War Eagle.